Returns failed to captivate audiences in 2006, it was decided to learn. After Superman Returns failed to captivate audiences in 2006, it was decided to learn from the lessons of that dark and gloomy Superman movie by making to the point where half of the movie is a destructive superhero smackdown that destroys most of the city, but, yay Superman, I guess? Man of Steel is an updated origin story of the Superman mythology, where we see Clark, played by Henry Cavill, growing up as a troubled young man, trying to stay off the grid and come to terms with the fact that he's different and has many spectacular superpowers. However, when Kryptonian fugitive General Zod arrives on Earth to unleash chaos and devastation, Clark is forced to come forward and reveal himself to the world as Superman, where Superman and Zod engage in one of the most destructive battles put on film. Some people think that Man of Steel is just as morbid and as unengaging as Superman Returns. However, there are those who love it and see it as a deep and meaningful and refreshing update on the Superman mythos. So today we're going to look into 10 things that you probably didn't know about this polarizing Superman movie. So, let's check it out. Number 10. The original concept was to be a trilogy that was the Lord of the Rings trilogy meets the Godfather trilogy. In 2008, it was decided to reboot the Superman movie franchise after the disappointing reception of Superman Returns. I can remember for a while the franchise was kind of in limbo and no one really knew what was going on. There were rumours that there would be a sequel to Superman Returns complete with Brandon Routh, and that this one would be more action-packed, with further rumours that Terrence Stamp would be returning as General Zod. However, Warner Brothers had started on creating a new cinematic universe for The Last Son of Krypton, and were looking to comic book writers and Hollywood filmmakers on how to successfully reboot the series. At one stage, Matthew Vaughn pitched an idea for a grand and epic Superman trilogy, with each movie being released a year apart, taking inspiration from the Lord of the Rings trilogy. He was also taking inspiration from the Godfather trilogy, which would explore the entire life cycle of Superman, beginning with his Kryptonian origins and ending with a supernova which causes older Superman to lose his powers. However, things really started to take effect during the early production of The Dark Knight Rises, where that movie's writer, David S. Goyer, pitched his idea of a modern Superman movie to Christopher Nolan, which is pretty much the Man of Steel. And Nolan loved it and wanted to work with it. So Nolan, Goyer, and Emma Thomas, who also produced the Dark Knight trilogy, pitched their ideas to Warner Brothers. And so they were hired to spearhead this new Superman movie. It would have made sense hiring Nolan, Goyer, and Thomas, as the Dark Knight trilogy was hugely successful. So hopefully these guys would have been able to deliver that same kind of success to the Superman brand. Number 9. Superman could have been directed by Batman. No, seriously, I'm not kidding. The decision was made quite early in the production of Man of Steel that this Superman movie could also hint at other superheroes in the DC lineup of superhero characters, with the possibility of a shared cinematic DC universe. This was no doubt due to what was happening at Marvel at that time with the launch of the MCU. At one stage, there was even a suggestion that Man of Steel could be part of the same universe as the Dark Knight trilogy, but that decision was wisely vetoed. Nope, this was to be a new universe from fresh. There were several directors who were considered to directing the movie, including Robert Zemeckis, Matt Reeves, Duncan Jones, Guillermo del Toro, and Darren Aronofsky. But the most interesting choice of director was Ben Affleck himself, who would actually later go on to play Batman in this new DC universe. At that time, Affleck was proving to be a successful director, as well as an actor, having directed The Town and Argo, but he turned the job down,